you go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ming and Mike Show, broadcasting not from a shared universe podcast studio, not from Jay and Silent Bob's secret stash. I am at the amazing, the beautiful, the very Michigan Podcast Detroit.
The modest.
Yes, not all God. It's
Clearly
not modest
the modest.
at all. It's not modest at all. My friends, I am at podcasting Mecca right here. You've heard me talk for several months about the opening of a shared universe podcast studio. This, what we thought was a beautiful palatial palace built by us, by Mike Zapsik and I. But as you will soon learn, we had certain influences come into play. We had certain, we paid homages. We, when rappers sample music, well, we sampled the whole song, perhaps.
Yours goes dun 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 dun.
Yeah, mine goes dun 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 dun. Exactly. We are the film Vanilla Ice of podcast studios, and the David Bowies are right next to me. But I have many special guests here. I'm going to introduce them in importance of order. Sitting across from me, a very dear friend of mine, the very very beautiful, the very talented Becky Orbeck. Everybody. Is it okay that I use her full name?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna have to be okay.
All right. I don't want to get you fired from nothing.
No.
Okay.
No, we're good. Thanks.
Okay. Just if you can keep your racist rants to yourself, Asian hating.
I guarantee nothing, but I will do my best.
Okay. If you feel the need to utter the words Chinese fire drill, I just did it for you. Yeah. Becky is a dear friend of mine. We met on a drunken night in Nashville, Tennessee, about a year ago. I found out she was from Ferndale, Michigan. That made you immediately cool.
That's where I'm at now. We first started talking about Ann Arbor.
Right. Oh yeah. I don't know if you two gentlemen next to me. I'll introduce them before we get even deeper. Sitting to my left, Mr. Bob Glockenspiel. No, Bob Waldenspiel, aka DJ Glockenspiel, aka DJ Bob. A.K.A. guy can drink anybody in Detroit under the table.
I will not deny that.
He is one half of Podcast Detroit.
Glad you can make it here, man.
He is
Bob.
a professional.
He is a professional everything drinker being one of them. But we met Bob, she's about 2.5 years ago, and they had started up Podcast Detroit. And we just saw, we met at this con at this, it was this dumpy little flea market called the Gibraltar Trade Center.
Don't ever call that a dump.
What else do you call it?
A place that gives hot donuts. Like, that's the hot donut factory. That's the only reason to go there.
So me and Mike went to this con. I love the promoters. We're going to a Fantastic Con. I'll give them a plug. Me and Mike are going back to Fantastic Con Toledo in about a month.
Yeah.
But they held a con at this place called the Gibraltar Trade Center, which if you listen to Tom, Steve, Dave, or you live near the New Jersey area, it's very comparable to a Collingwood flea market where like the weird people, the Hills Have Eyes kind of hang out.
Oh yeah, you go to People Watch.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you buy like foam rubber and old Ataris there because they have them both in bulk.
They have the tattoo.
Probably belts.
They have the guns with the orange tips on them, whatever
Yes.
the airsoft.
Barbershop.
The Mexican barbershop.
Clearance rug joint.
Right.
Tons of rugs.
And the best like dirt food court ever.
Oh yeah.
Becky.
I don't. God, if I've
It's
been
gone
there,
now.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
Well, R.I.P.
And it
Gibraltar
was-
Trade Center. But we were at this con. So it was one half flea market, 1/4 con. The other quarter was a gun show. And I remember me and Mike were like, we got to go to the gun show, man. We got to go buy some weapons. So we're walking over there, and there's a guard over there. Like, I don't tickets. Like, we don't have any tickets. We're at this con. Like, I can't let you in without you had to buy a gun show ticket. Well, we flashed our guest badges, and we flexed some muscle. And the guy was like, all right, you guys can come in.
The guy was like, gonna need a ticket.
Right.
I just want to buy an AK, sir.
Yeah. Here's your free banana clip on your way out. So yeah. So, but these guys were set up. You guys were the first podcasts I've ever saw set up at a con.
That was the first con we ever did.
Yes. And that voice sitting to my right is Mr. Dave Phillips, the other half of Podcast Detroit. Some say the better half. I don't know. I didn't say this.
I'm the sales guy. He's the geek. That's how it goes.
You're the DJ. He's the rapper. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's exactly how it works.
Exactly. But you guys had a full podcast setup. We're like, holy shit, you can do this? You can podcast at a con? So that's exactly what we did. We sat down, we talked to you, and then you guys were telling us about this crazy concept you had. It's like, we have a studio. We rent it out to people. We teach them how to podcast.
Yeah.
They rent it out by the hour. And I'm like, that's freaking brilliant. I was like, you can do this?
No, then the story goes, we're like, hey, feel free to pick our brains or steal any of our ideas. We don't care. We're open books. We're
Yeah.
cool about it. And then like a year and a half later, we just see, hey, we're launching our podcast studio.
Yeah.
It looks just like theirs, by the way. And,
Yeah, no.
hey, thanks for telling us.
Oh,
man.
look, they got a kegerator. Oh, look. They
Hold on. Let's back up, Becky. Becky, I did.
You need some. You
Becky,
need to explain that.
Before we did all of this, I hit up Dave and possibly Bob. I can't remember. I was like, hey, you guys, what you guys are doing is brilliant. We're probably going to steal it.
Oh yeah, we talked for months. It's totally fine.
Yeah,
It's
we asked for advice, and it wasn't even I was not sly about it.
no, you were extremely over the top and upfront about it.
This was all sparked by Mike Zapsik one day telling me to come to the store early. And we went to go look at this building, and I'm like, why the fuck are we looking at a building? And he's like, I want to buy this building. I'm like, why would you buy a building? He's like, podcast studio. I'm like, what? This building is $2.5 million, and
That's
God
a
knows,
hell of a podcast studio.
It was probably, I want to say, 10,000 square feet, maybe more, maybe a little bit
Hey, a
less.
3,000 year ROI
Yeah.
sounds amazing.
Yeah, exactly. He was. So it was like there's a retail space on the first floor. There's a second floor. The third floor were these little apartments. He's like, yeah, man, we could rent these out to podcasters. Like they could just come down and podcast. And I'm like, okay, great. Did you just win the lottery and not tell me?
Hey guys,
Did you?
it's $30,000 an hour. It would
Yeah.
come podcast.
Yeah. Are you on the take? Like, is
That's
this
right,
Lethal Weapon?
and the apartments are
Is this Lethal Weapon 4? Are you on the take? Are you stealing from Kevin? Are you are you stealing his residual checks from Clerks?
Right.
I didn't know why he wanted such a big space to start out with, but the main point was he wanted to do what you guys were doing. I had thought about it, but I'm pretty slow and I slow play things. But that kind of kickstarted.
With all
it.
that coffee you drink?
You would think, right?
Yeah.
I don't sit still long enough to come up with enough time to be like, well, you have to sign leases and certificates of occupancy and all this other bullshit. I just want to go and do it.
I know permits and crap. It's highly overrated.
Yeah, taxes, things like that.
Just forget about it.
Yeah,
Just don't do it.
I don't want to think about things like this. So, but he kind of sparked that. So we went and we looked at a more reasonable space. We didn't buy a building. We rented it was like a 3-room, very small 3-room office, probably about 300 square feet. It was a space suggested to us by our friend Rob Bruce, who, if you watch Comic Book Men, is our expert. He's our expert on the show. He's like, I don't know much about this 50s tin toy. Let's call Rob Bruce. And Rob was like begging us to take this.
It's that dude with the hair, right?
Yeah, it's the dude with the weird hair. He's got these weird dreadlocks. He's cut it since then, but
Right.
he's like, you got to take this space, man. And we found out he only wanted us to take that space so we could run underground poker games out of it by night because he was hooked on poker. And he
Oh, you don't see the parking lot here at 2 in the morning on weeknights?
Oh yeah,
on weekends?
it's all front, Becky.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
all fronts.
there was a Jack Shack in the front building
Oh,
until
yeah,
they
the
got
Asian
raided
massage
last
parlor.
summer. That
True
was me.
story.
Yeah, no, I was here one day getting ready to go to one of our networking events, and all of a sudden there were like blue lights and 4 Royal Oak cop car SUVs
Right, where you're
ringing
like,
the
fuck,
building.
I can't get my handy today. You must have been devastated.
It was I got a little bit interrogated by the cop when I walked outside. He was like, "Is this your business?" I was like, "Yeah."
What do you do
What do you
here?"
do? I'm like, "Well, our sign says we're Podcast Detroit.
Yeah,
we
they
do podcasts." And he was like, "Is that your business over there?" I said, "Nope." He said, "You know what they do?" I'm like, "They're a massage joint." He said, "How do you know that?" I'm like, "Well, our sign says podcast, and we do podcasts, and their sign up there says massage, so
Right.
I'm assuming they do massage."
No, sir. We massage your ears, sir.
Exactly.
No, we learned one lesson. Don't ever trust anyone that takes home their own garbage from their business.
Yeah, I think that's our new primary indicator.
Right.
If you're putting your trash every day in your trunk, you're up to some shit.
Do you know anything about Asian massage parlors, Becky?
Not in Royal Oak, Ferndale area. No,
Okay.
I would not expect that to happen around here.
Really?
I gotta be honest.
Really? In
I don't know.
in Detroit, in rough and tumble
Well-
Detroit?
No.
Okay.
I wanna-
Open your eyes, my dear.
Yeah.
Hey, I've only been back for a year.
Where were you?
So I was in Germany for almost 4 years.
Why were you in Germany?
Let's say I was just living the dream.
Asian massage. You weren't opening a chain of massage parlors in Germany.
I was yeah.
No.
They were over there.
All right. Were you in love?
No.
Okay.
Well, but that's why I went
Okay.
for yeah.
Okay. And then it didn't work
It
out.
didn't work out.
Okay. Did you miss Detroit?
Every day.
Dude, he gives me
Every day.
shit because I moved to Michigan for somebody. You went to Germany?
I went to Germany for somebody.
Wow.
No, I give you shit because you came to Michigan to meet a girl that you met on a Star Wars CompuServe forum. Let's clear this up.
You were Han Solo 427.
I was Big Falcon 428. That's what. No, I was,
Right, yeah, like Dick Darklighter 69.
that's right. Hydro Spanner for you
Yeah,
is what
right. Yeah. Is that true? You met a girl on the
I did.
Star Wars
My first
CompuServe
wife was
BBS?
the CompuServe Star Wars sci-fi fan.
Wait,
forum.
where did you move from?
DC.
No way, I didn't know this. I thought you act like a native, dude. That's how much
I've been
I
here since
respect you.
'96, so I've been here forever. Yeah.
You act like you have Verners running through the.
Did you say pop?
Nope. Soda.
Ugh.
Yeah,
I'm still an East Coast kid at heart.
yeah. For anybody outside of our area, yeah, pop is soda.
Pop.
It's
I've
pop.
called it pop forever. I still call it pop. I don't care. I don't care what you
Bake
say.
with soda, you drink pop.
I don't care what you say. Really? So you just decided to stay?
You buy guns that pop, and you buy little fireworks that pop. You buy
No,
balloons that
soda
pop.
has bubbles that pop. It's called pop.
It's pop, man.
So you were saying?
What made you stay up here?
I got a job. I got an offer I couldn't refuse from a company, and I've just been kind of having fun and doing shit ever since. So I mean, why go back? I lived in Boston, I lived in DC, and I
Yeah.
always told people, it's not like Metro Detroit doesn't have all the same cool shit that like a Manhattan, a Boston, a DC does.
Sure.
You're just gonna have to hop in your car to get to it.
Right.
Like it's not like you're going to downtown Detroit
Yeah.
and making a night of it for the most
Right,
part.
and you-
Well, and then not just that, there's only one. So like that really great steakhouse,
Right.
Like that really great pizzeria. There's not like 80 of them you can argue.
Right.
There's like one, maybe two.
Yeah.
Right? That's it. But that's fine.
Well,
you
then
know?
they're the hidden ones.
Then the hidden ones, right?
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's where we got to go. Between this show and our show, we got to go to Louis.
We're going to Louis.
Oh yeah, you're going to Louis.
Go to Louis. Louis, the official sponsor of Podcast
Yeah.
Detroit and this episode of the Ming
The
and Mike Show.
official reason why I'm fat.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you staying and you coming back bring me to a great point. This state is great. All right. I come back. I don't get to come back often. Once a year maybe. And even when I come back, I'm usually with family and stuff. So I don't get to go out a lot. But this time, I had like a solid 6 days to do whatever I wanted.
Our livers are aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to do whatever I wanted. Becky works at a place called Zeke's Rock and Roll Barbecue in Ferndale, Michigan, where I pretty much lived this whole week because it was just
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
it was
Yeah, we
just
know.
a great place.
Again, our livers are aware.
Yeah. So I landed. I got here a little later than I thought I would. I was driven up to the office of the band Twisted, which is in Livonia. It's in a very nondescript State Farm insurance building. Once you step in, you know Twisted is in there because the wall of weed smoke.
I was going to
hits
say,
you.
yeah.
Oh, so it was basically the con in an office
Pretty much,
format.
yeah. It was a con, yeah. And if you're not familiar with the band Twisted, I believe they're disciples or they're affiliated with the Insane Clown Posse, ICP.
Apparently, yeah. From what I gathered, because I knew nothing either.
Right.
And like I was like, what? Why? What is with the stuff?
Yeah.
What's with the makeup and everything? And they were like, oh, like apparently they used to be on Psychopathic Records.
Yeah.
There was a falling out, and now they're like branched off and doing their own
Right.
thing. And so who knows?
Yeah, but I did a little research. They're the guys that put on the con, and I'd never been to a con put on by a band before, so I'm kind of seeing it. It's a lot. They got a couple wrestlers. They have some actors. They have a big horror element in this con, and then it was like it was me initially, and then they said take on Brian because Brian wanted to go because of the horror lineup, and he wanted to moderate some panels. The catch is when Brian asked on, they were kind of tapped out of money to pay people. He was like, "Well, we'll give you half of what Ming's getting," and he must have really wanted to go because there's no other way that he would accept that. So, and a lot of people asked where Mike Zapsik was. They thought he was too good to come to Detroit.
Wait.
My name is Michael Zapsik from AMC's Comic Book Man. You're listening to IT in the Deed.
It's like he's here.
Yes. Wow. I mean, it's like that's stretching out of the D like for no reason at all. That's Mike Zapsik right there. And we can make fun of him because he's not here.
Sure.
But I felt bad for him because everyone was like, "Where's Mike? Why didn't he come?" He's like, "He didn't get invited." Like, they only had to, you have budget. They set budgets for these things. Bringing in talent, as they call it, is not cheap.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, they knocked it out of the park.
They did a great job. Yeah, this
yeah.
is all to say that they did an amazing job. I just want to give them a huge shout out for really doing a good. I've been to cons I've been running for like 10 years that aren't this good.
Yeah, considering we were in the middle of snowpocalypse.
Yeah, it snowed 15 inches. The weather was horrible.
The people that drove, that's what that I'm still mind blown. The distances people traveled to
Right.
come to this con.
Yeah, and I told you I was standing outside smoking at the hotel before driving over, and dude, like these two sisters and their mom drove out from Oklahoma to be at this thing.
Didn't you meet a guy from Sweden?
Yeah, dude flew out from Sweden. It's crazy. Is there any band out there that you would drive from here to say Seattle to see?
No.
Not even. Let's say here to
No, I even told him, I said, let's say New Order was playing at like a 300 seat.
sure.
I don't think I would go. Like,
I wouldn't drive to Oklahoma for that.
no, there's like, no, isn't there a Visa Black? Isn't there a card?
Yeah.
Where like the guys fly to like say, let's do it. And they fly
Yeah.
to San Francisco. And they get there when Bizarre Love Triangle is playing. I'm like, you got there for like the last two songs.
Right.
I'm like, you're late.
Yeah.
But no, I wouldn't do it.
You love New Order that much?
I'm trying to think who else. Like I've seen everyone else.
I mean, if they dug
Like,
up,
I'm trying to think of people who I haven't seen. I already got tickets for Parliament Funkadelic. They were on my bucket list.
okay.
I couldn't go to Kraftwerk because they were on a Monday night
All right,
podcast
you're,
night.
Bob's German. If you haven't
Right.
detected by the last name, he loves Kraftwerk and Rammstein.
Oh, yeah.
Rammstein. Loves
Um,
Rammstein.
I've seen. Oh no, I didn't see Rammstein. There's no bands like I've seen Van Halen, I've seen AC/DC, I've seen Black Sabbath, I've seen Motley Crue. I don't know how many
Sure.
times. There's like no one I want to like that's left.
All right.
I just saw Neil Diamond for the first time.
Wow. Okay, you're very, very well rounded.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Becky, is there anyone that you love that much that you would?
You know, I was trying to think about that, and nothing is popping. I mean, I would drive to Ohio for people.
Okay, Ohio's like 3 hours away. It's not that far.
But somewhere like Oklahoma, no.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey man, we're still trying to figure out when we're driving to Jersey to come see you guys.
yeah. When the door's been open for over 2 years.
I know we
my friend.
suck.
No.
No,
I mean,
you got to tell us. We can't just show up. You got to say like, hey.
No, you can now that I'm part owner of a podcast studio. I can't leave anymore.
So wait, hold on. We had an argument at the bar the other day. We got to come up with it with what it is. So it's Podca. Is it Podca Studio?
No.
Or is it Podcast Udio?
It's podcast studio. It's one
But you
word.
can't spell it like
podcast
that.
studio. I did spell it like that.
It's Podca Studio.
Yeah, I know you
So
guys.
the stusta. So like, where does the stusta? Because if I type it,
I combined the words podcast and studio in
Right.
one word, so it's podcast
But you
studio. I
can't
felt
call
it
it-
was very clever.
oh, it is. But it's when you read.
Why are you laughing at me? It's podcast studio, one
What
word.
do you mean it's clever? It's just
It's like a polka studio,
Podcast
but it's a
ends with the
podcast
word
studio.
ST. Studio starts with the word ST. I just mashed them together. That's what you do
See,
now.
for a logo, I
Yes.
could see
Yeah.
that blurring
it's
happen.
on the logo.
But I don't know.
That's what I was thinking, like Sissa Studio,
Yeah,
like
I-
Podcast
Podcast
Studio.
Studio. I would go with
No,
that.
Nice.
podcast. No, it's the Wonders. It's not the Oneaters. It's the Wonders. Dumbasses.
Podca. Then I feel like Orca, like Podca Studio. All right, we'll call it Podcast Studio.
I know what you guys did immediately after laughing at that too. You went on fucking GoDaddy and tried to see if the
It was
domain
taken. It was
yeah,
taken.
yeah, guess who owns it, assholes? Yeah, what up?
I totally would.
Podcaststudio.com, everybody.
So for people who don't know how to spell, he'll be right there at the top of the Google search results.
yeah. Well, no, we were trying to come up with names for. I wanted to do. I did want to do podcast Red Bank. But I thought that was
it
maybe,
taken?
maybe no.
That
that
would've
was
been
a little
hilarious.
Too close to what you guys were doing, or podcast New Jersey.
I'm working with some friends out of Dallas. I go, just call it Podcast Dallas, and I'm like, crap, it's taken.
Yeah. And I know that's probably ultimately your goal when you take, podcast Texas, podcast California, podcast San Francisco,
Sure.
podcast, Mission of Viejo.
It was the laziest. Honestly, it was, hey, we got some shows coming that are going to use our studio, and I go, well, I guess we started a network. What do you want to
Shit,
call
what
it?
do we call it?
Podcast Detroit. So open on GoDaddy. Get it.
Yeah,
That was like that's our naming sessions, like for the.
right. Yeah, so we didn't want to go that close to the cuff, so I asked, I let Mike
You
do
went
it.
that far. Like, why did you just? You could have went a podcast Red Bank. I'm gonna get it. All right, now.
Get it because and it worked out because eventually that first studio we had, it turned out we were paying rent to the wrong guy. The guy who we were paying rent to, who claimed to have owned the building, had sold the building already, and
Shut
he was still
up.
collecting rent. The people who bought the building were actually in some conglomerate in Florida, and they never came up. And to that, they thought it was vacant. They were sitting on it so they could knock it down to make condos.
Oh God.
And the guy kept renting it out, Becky.
PodcastRedbank.com's available.
Yeah.
On GoDaddy.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not going to get
It's
it.
called an investment, my friend, because you buy it now for $10 and you sell it to me for $5,000. and-
No.
Yeah. Anyways, that building.
I mean, I got family there. We could have them start something up. You know, I'm just saying.
rival podcast. So what happened was one day we get this letter going, you have to vacate. They're knocking the building down. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? We asked the guy. He's like, no, don't worry about it. We're all good. After further digging, we found out he didn't own the building, and we stopped paying rent to him, and then we got our shit out of there. 2 weeks later, our building was a hole in the ground. So we had
Wow.
back to square one.
Can you get the money back from? Like, can
No.
you just stupid
Who do
tax? Like, what do you
No,
like?
no.
Not just.
Well, I guess honestly, so I mean, if you were like,
What-
at least
what balls
you
the
didn't-
guy had
like
over-
you didn't have to double pay though, right? Like you didn't have to start, like you didn't have to
No.
funnel all that money over
No, I
to the
mean,
real
we,
people.
we exchanged money for a rental space. So did we get something out of it? Yeah. Was it legal? Not really.
Right. So yeah, it's not like they wound up having to double pay. So
But
like,
that
if you're-
takes some balls though to go like, here's a rent check. Oh, thanks. Like just walking, like
Sweet.
right, like dupa, like.
Are you gentlemen familiar with a TV show, and lady, familiar with the TV show called The Sopranos? Well, it's very, very much a well in life in New Jersey.
Fair.
Like that might as well be a documentary.
Dude, my running joke is that half my family in Jersey is on the police force, the other half are not.
Yes. Exactly. So we found another space, and so far so good, except for the burst pipe we had a month ago, that almost ruined the building.
Jeez.
Podcasting saved everybody, though, my friends. It was New Year's Eve, Becky.
It saves us all, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
New Year's Day, Mike texts me. He's like, "Hey, you want to podcast today?" Not our usual time, but I'm like, "I'm not doing anything. Why today?" He's like, "Well, I was talking to my wife. She says what you do on the New Year, you do throughout the rest of the year." I'm like, "Okay." I
Sit on the couch and eat pizza rolls.
I
Like,
was hungover as shit.
Yeah,
I did nothing.
yeah,
Oh no.
yeah.
eat Advil and pizza rolls.
So I chew Motrin like M&Ms and pretend it's all going to be okay.
Yeah, immediately, I was like, I should get down, right? Because I had 365 of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't work out that way. But I went and podcasted instead of getting down. But we get up, we round the corner to our office, and it sounds like someone's taking a shower. And no, there was a burst pipe, and the water was spreading. It had not hit our office yet, but it was spreading. Kind of like in Aliens, like there's movement all over the place. Like,
So if you wouldn't have went there, the building would have been screwed.
yeah, the water was spread over
Yeah.
our stuff, dumped on all our equipment. We lost all our autograph. Like the Karate Kid poster would have been gone. Can you imagine that? A triple signed Karate Kid poster gone, water damaged.
Would have cried for weeks.
Yeah, but luckily podcasting saved the day, my friends. So
Dun dun dun.
See, it's the moral of the story, kids.
yes,
Podcast.
but no. The moral of the story is what is it? Good artists borrow, great artists steal, something like that.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the moral of the story because I have not seen the current building that we're podcasting in its full glory. I was in here right as you guys signed the lease.
Yeah, I think when you were here, we still had like the stupid sound blankets up on the walls
I think so.
and
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff.
You didn't have any gear in here. I don't think. I think.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it was pretty bare in here.
Because we hadn't. It was like we were moving in the next week.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
But I saw the potential, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. This is such a great idea. So we're starting on probably where you guys were about 3 years ago. I didn't even know if it was something like this was going to work in our area. We didn't know any other people who podcast. Like there's one other show called PBR. These be called Pizza Beer Revolution, but they got in trouble for that. They were all teachers, and some kid's parent complained
Oh, come on.
about the word beer,
Right.
so they had to call it PBR. But anyways,
No, just another thing you can steal from us if you don't, if you want.
Sure.
We do we do meetups every 2 months. 'Cause,
Okay.
Like all the point.
As Ming pulls out his notepad.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I figure we have 80, 90 shows coming out of here, and none of them know each other. So we try to encourage sharing of ideas and
That's great.
guests and-
Well, and cross pollination. And not only that, but I mean, we make it's not just for people on the network. So
Right.
when we put it out there, it's like we don't care if you
Yeah.
like podcasts, come on out. Whether you do them on our network or not, and so that's the nice part is we probably pick up 1 or 2 shows every
Yeah.
time we do one.
which is great.
But I mean, just the hosts that wind up being guests on other shows
Right.
and that kind of stuff is it's great.
Right.
And then we stole from Free Comic Day, and we're doing Free Podcast Day. The
I
first
saw that.
Saturday of the month. Yeah.
Yeah, which is freaking brilliant.
I can't believe it hit. Like who's gonna show up and record something? They do.
Air Buddy.
And it's some weird promotion tactically. We had one person come in here, and the whole time they were like on Facebook Live throughout the whole hashtag everything.
Oh, yeah.
And we never saw him again.
Oh, really?
And it's like weird. Like
Oh no, she finally reached out this weekend, by the way.
oh, all
Yeah.
right. It took long enough.
Yeah.
She's back.
Yeah.
Back, guys. Reel
Right.
it in,
Right.
man.
Right.
Reel it in.
Well, no, but it's been a month and a half.
Yeah.
Since she
for
was
us?
here. No, since she was here.
Yes, and
And so like
hey,
it's,
you just never know. Maybe
yeah,
she
so
was,
you went dark for 6 weeks, and now she's okay.
maybe she was in the hospital.
Anything's
Maybe-
possible.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe she got sick.
Apparently, she was getting her co-host situation figured out.
Oh, which is very important, as we all know. Yes, you want a coach that won't bail all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very important. So,
And you want somebody who's going to be invited to be where you're going to be.
Exactly.
So that they're there.
Right.
When you want to do something.
Yeah.
There's that.
So Becky, that's why you're here. I'm trying to get you to start a show here. This is
Yeah?
all a ploy
All right,
to. I know you have stories.
We don't have a bartender show. We thought that would be so.
Could
That's
you
a really
tell
good-
tales?
I could.
Strippers and bartenders.
So
we want.
many tales.
I want stripper. I want a bartender. I want
I can
confessions
get
of
you
a
both.
call girl.
See,
I
there you
want.
go.
I already got someone in mind.
Really?
We can make this happen.
And it's on.
For
See,
sure.
hit the bell.
All right.
Yep.
Yes, new show
Totally.
signed up.
Yep.
Best show.
Seriously.
I am.
Dude, and this
reaching
and
in
this
my
is when I
pocket.
reach
I'm putting down money for the first session already. So,
and this is when I reach out to
Oh my
Larry
God,
Kenny
yeah.
and say,
That-
Larry,
that's a
I need
great
you to do an
idea.
intro for us. Remember when you said you would?
Oh
It's
yeah.
the best show ever.
Right.
so not only did we steal your whole idea and pretty much the layout and maybe some of the language off your website, we also took your pricing scheme, which is a low $25 an hour, which I'm placing right in front of me.
This is.
This yes.
Hey man, it works,
this
and
happen.
and here's the funny part. Like we get people always tell us like, God, you guys are really cheap for everything you do. Because I mean, we basically built this space to be idiot proof. It's
Sure.
all the equipment's here.
Yep.
Sit down, record your show, walk away.
Yeah, and we take care
and
of the
we
rest.
handle and we take care of the rest. But we're still we're still twice as expensive as a lot of other places that do this. And but they don't have the kind of environment we have.
No.
They don't have, they're not what we are. Put
No.
it that way.
You can steal this too. I mean, I call this owning a bowling alley.
Okay.
Like on Monday night, you have the real serious guy that has 6 bowling balls and gets in all the side pots and has the arm brace.
Sure,
and,
that's Jesus from
yeah, exactly,
Big
totally.
Iron.
Big Lebowski.
And then you got the
Yeah.
guy, then you got the other guys at the end of that get
Well,
drunk.
Friday nights that
Yeah.
they want to get drunk and just whip balls down the
Right,
lane.
Sure.
And then there's no wrong answer.
Okay.
Like either there's no, they're still paying the same lane fee.
Right.
And neither one of them are wrong.
Yeah.
So like we have
exactly.
some shows in here that are strictly business. We have
Yeah.
some shows in here that they're high as hell, talking about God knows what.
And they drop F bombs like a comma. I
right,
mean, it's
And that is a beauty.
That'll be our show, by the way.
we did have like 7 girls in the studio and one guy talk about butt sex for 2 hours. It was
What show is this?
V to V.
yeah, it was vagina to vagina.
Yes,
podcast.
the Vaginas Be Communicating podcast. That was
Really? Wow.
Yeah, no, for real. For real. Yeah.
Do they need guests?
It was 2 hours. She's
Wait. What day they record?
So it's
They took a break.
she's still sporadic, and she's changed her show because she lost her co-host. So now,
Wait, she needs a co-host?
what-
Oh, I
yeah.
need a- do
so
they-
she's
I
now
need-
started up a new show called Sex Existential Crisis.
I like
is her
it.
new show.
Okay, but she needs a co-host.
No, I think no, she's got it. So she's like they've recorded I think 2 episodes.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, I was gonna change my flight and shit.
I mean, I'll ping her.
yeah,
You wish you could ping her.
yeah. But
mean-
the beauty, Becky,
No.
is that you can drop f bombs, or you can be as serious you want to be, or you
Yeah.
can be as nasty as you want to be.
Thank you, Luke.
You know, as long as you're not, say, at Gator Jake's playing that on their jukebox and they're going to dump all your music.
Oh yeah, you want to hear some bullshit?
Go screw those
Becky?
guys.
Yeah.
We were at a place last night called Gators Jake Sports Bar.
Okay.
There were no children in there. It was after
A couple of old people.
old people. It was like 7:00 on a Sunday. We're relaxing after the convention. We're celebrating a job well done. And what these guys love to do, if there's one of those AMI touch tone jukeboxes, they take it over with their phone. You can
Yeah.
play credits. So, and they have a standard.
We have our
takeover.
playlist.
They have there's a Bob and Dave standard playlist, which includes Best Around from Karate Kid.
Real American Hulk Hogan.
Real American Hulk Hogan.
Rocky IV. There's no easy way out.
You got to have, New Order, a little Depeche Mode, some
Right.
Pet
It's
Shop
after, it's
Boys.
after.
Yeah, it's usually movie themes him,
Yes.
80s New Wave me.
Yeah. But also in the repertoire, Becky, is Two Live Crew's Face Down, Ass Up.
No, hey, we want some pussy.
Oh, hey, we
Yeah.
want some pussy.
Followed by Me So Horny.
Followed by Me So Horny. Classics.
A great follow up.
Yeah, I know you love these songs.
So then,
Doesn't everyone?
Yes.
here's the thing: the bartender turns it up during "Hey, we want some pussy,"
Yes.
and it turns out we're like, "Oh my god, they're digging it."
They
There's
turn
people-
it up. Awesome.
Then the people at the bar like hopping up and
Yeah.
down, and we're
Yeah,
like, "Cool, we
yeah.
did it." And then all of a sudden they clipped it.
Yeah,
like
so-
they did the dump button.
At these establishments, if there's a
Right.
song that they don't approve
yeah.
of,
Skip. Yeah.
they can skip it
Yep.
because all the songs are downloaded from the internet.
So
And
the
you
next
can
one I
play
do
anything.
is Me So Horny.
Yeah.
It doesn't even get to sitting at home with my dick on hard and
Yeah.
get clipped. Like, ah.
So then,
So now I'm angry.
because there's one thing one does not do with
No.
Bob.
No.
One does not shush Bob.
Do not tell Bob to be quiet. Because he
I
will
get, I
not.
get loud and getting like shush is like the worst thing you can do. You could call my mother every name in the book, but if you shush me,
No, it's over.
you will. I will do so.
War.
So no, I know. So what? So it's kind of like that one comedian that played "What's New Pussycat"
Yeah.
20 times. My "What's New Pussycat" is Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass.
Right.
Tijuana Taxi.
Yeah, it's a great song.
nice.
Right. So now I play Tijuana Taxi, right? And you could hear the dun dun right in the beginning.
Yeah, a little
Dun,
brass
dun,
horn.
Dun, 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 dun. It couldn't get through the first before the guy he unplugs the jukebox.
Yeah, you can see the guy run over, and I go over and like, what the hell's going on? He unplugs it. He hard resets it.
Damn.
Like it was like World War III. It was
Yeah,
like,
so
no,
that's-
no.
It's a new level of piss.
Seriously,
Oh,
though.
but wait,
God.
but
We're at
wait.
the juke-
We weren't at Chuck E. Cheese though.
No.
We were at a sports bar.
Right.
Because didn't you get diarrhea in there too?
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
There's a song. So when I DJed at the Post Bar, they had mini discs, and I'm looking through the mini discs just to see what my playlists are early, and I would test out songs and just see what it was because a lot of it I didn't know. I could bring in my own, but they had their own music too. And it says diarrhea, and I go, the fuck kind of song with diarrhea? And it's a band called the Youpers from
Right.
northern
Yeah.
Michigan,
Okay.
and it's always like grandma farted on a reindeer. It's like really ridiculous potty humor kid
Okay.
stuff. But it's in every goddamn jukebox at every bar. So if something's going sideways or I get mad, I put on diarrhea.
Right. And he did.
Right.
And it got all the way through.
How many people were in the bar?
It was full.
It was pretty full, but
Yeah.
it was all adults. And
Right.
I mean, we wanted to
Pissed
fight.
off adults that just wanted to watch their sports ball in peace.
They looked like
You
they were
guys
fine.
fucked
The
up.
Wings
Yeah.
game was
There
over.
was no sports ball. The Wings,
No,
the Wings
yeah,
game was
yeah,
over.
all the
There
games
was-
were
Pistons was over.
Ugh.
Yeah, we were just fighting for our right to party.
The two-man luge wasn't on the Olympics yet.
Yeah.
With the crotch cam. Have you guys watched the
No.
luge? It's like
There's a crotch cam
yeah, there's
in
a
the
crotch
luge?
cam. Yeah.
There's a little
And that's-
GoPro
I
that they
mean,
put on the
it's
nuts.
It's got to be because I don't know how else they can get this shot. It's got to be
Okay.
crotch cam.
Wow.
Velcro around the shaft.
Yeah.
Like, how
Right.
does this
Isn't that
So to
bad for
speak.
Out,
Right.
yeah.
Isn't that bad for aerodynamics?
I've never tried it.
No,
I
have
don't
you
know.
have you ever seen two-man luge?
Yeah, you've seen this phenomenon called two-man
We
luge.
just found out about it this weekend.
No,
We had no idea it existed.
I have not watched it.
You're familiar with the luge, correct?
Yeah.
Where a little
Yeah,
guy in a little
totally.
sled. Well,
Yeah.
now imagine two guys on the little sled, both laying on top of each other.
The one guy in front lays backwards on top of the guy on the bottom.
Why?
You-
like
We don't know.
We don't know. Look,
Look.
look
That is
to your
two-man
to your
luge.
left. Two-man luge, everybody. You look
Google
it up.
it.
It's a thing.
Right.
Google it. YouTube
oh
it.
my god.
This
I'll play to the camera for a
this,
sec.
this is not only a sport.
luge.
This is the sport. Forget speed skating.
How do you get
Forget-
into that?
No, but that's what we're
That
saying.
was that's a walk,
Yeah.
number
Like-
one. Walk me. I need the boardroom
And
flow chart.
Where do you
Yes.
practice?
Like so walk me through the process when he goes, you know what? Luge, not gay enough. We need two-man luge. We
Yes.
need a dude laying on top of another dude.
Or what's the hold on? What's
Right.
the problem?
And they have to
I
wear
just
pink leotards or
Right.
whatever.
That's
that
not
was.
helping the argument.
Right.
It's really not.
it was one guy that watched the ambiguously gay duo. And it
That's exactly
looks
what it looks
way
like.
better how they fly than just one Superman flying. We should interlock our
Oh yeah, because like one dude, like the guy on the bottom has his arms wrapped around the other guy's legs, and then the other legs
the
are hooked
crotch
into the
cam.
other legs,
That's-
and then it's
No, but did one guy get to the bottom of the hill doing one-man luge going, I'm just not going
gonna
fast
Google
enough. I need my tag team partner on top of me during this
I'm
process.
pretty sure like alcohol had to have
Yes.
been involved in
for
this
sure.
process somehow.
It's definitely a German invention.
always
Definitely
the
a
Germans.
invention.
Always the damn.
Definitely, I'm looking at the two Germans here. I mean,
But,
you,
like,
you guys know what I'm talking about.
We were
right?
watching two-man luge wipeouts yesterday. Like,
Right.
it was-
Oh, on YouTube, it was amazing.
Yeah,
Oh, it was
there's
the
a
greatest
whole,
thing
there's a
ever.
whole playlist of them.
I did look at the Comcast Olympic app luge. There was no two-man luge on the.
I wonder if it's just part of luge.
There's no televised two-man. This should be like the main event.
I know. Forget curling. Forget
Oh, yeah.
stupid
Right.
Dancing with the Stars on
Yeah.
ice.
Forget Tanya Harding, man.
Right.
I want to watch this. I
Why?
want to see the drama behind
These
this.
two are like wrapped around each other.
Yeah,
They
This
do.
is intense.
Yeah,
It's like human centipede luge.
right.
It is.
And you asked where they practice this? I
Yeah.
mean,
That's
Where?
like spooning luge, like splooge.
which, yeah.
you can
Yeah.
practice on any flat or soft surface specs, and
What?
as say a bedroom or a
You know,
floor, you can
get
practice
it all
anywhere you
nice
want.
and greasy. Yeah, like
Sure.
Do they have like the simulators, like the flight simulators, but like they have like this
simulator.
right? Like,
Here, come into my luge
Right.
simulation. room.
oh, just sit on
Just
sit
a
on my
bunch of-
lap.
All right, Ted and Skip, hop in the simulator.
Right.
And how do you decide who gets to be the guy? Like who?
Yeah,
Do you
who's
flip a
top and
quarter
bottom?
for who's the top and bottom?
Right.
No, not that again.
I mean, that's how I do it at home. Is that how do you do it, Bex? Like, how do you decide?
I do like the coin method. The
you flip a coin?
Yeah, you know.
Really?
Yeah, keep it spicy.
I see.
You know, I like.
All right. I'm nerdy. I have the 20-sided dice. Like,
So you invite 18 friends over? Like what?
come on, 20 charisma. Oh shit. So yeah, I'm rolling.
Right.
dice.
Yeah, roll 12 or,
Rolling
roll
dice.
12 or better to avoid being on the bottom.
Right,
That's yeah.
right. you know,
As I like to call it, feeding the geese.
right. Feeding the geese. Yeah, roll 16 plus for more stamina. Yes. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. I think you should start this show.
I'm all about it.
Call it
It's
feeding the geese.
Feeding the geese.
That's even a good name.
I'm sure you could come
Look,
over.
everything's done for me.
Right.
Well,
See?
welcome to Podcast Detroit. Yeah. I put it.
I have to. You can definitely tell that this is my first time ever doing this because I nod a lot, as if
Okay.
everyone can hear me nodding
No.
to agree with something. So I have to stop that.
Okay, you can say, yeah,
Yeah.
or sure, or I say right a
See,
lot.
you'd be amazed. I mean, this is why we have the kegerator and the fully stocked bar. Like a couple drinks of what we lovingly refer to as show fuel,
Right.
and
Yeah.
all that goes away.
That will be a must
Okay.
for my next recording. I have to go to work like directly after this, so that means yeah.
Responsibility.
Can we tell people where you already did? Sort of,
Absolutely.
but you
come
can
see
find
me, everyone.
Becky pretty much every weeknight from 6 to close at Zeke's
Yeah.
Rock and Roll Barbecue on 9 Mile Road in Ferndale.
It's
I can vouch for this place.
pretty awesome.
I thought barbecue in Ferndale, Michigan. How good could
Now
it
we
be?
got
But
it.
it's pretty awesome.
Good poutine.
Really good
Really
poutine.
good.
Yeah.
And tonight, every Monday night is industry night. So
Oh.
after 9 p.m., you get 33% off your entire bill if you are in the service industry.
Hold on. Is that service entry only in Michigan, or is it anywhere?
Anywhere. I'll be nice about it.
All right, because you
Just
know
don't
how.
be a dick, and I'll probably
Okay, this
make
is
things
because
okay.
We own a brewery. We're in the service industry.
for sure.
I realized last week I partnered in a coffee, comics, and gaming cafe in Houston, Texas called Coral Sword, and it opened last week. And I was going to another bar, and it hit me. I was like, "Wait a minute! I can go to the industry discount nights now."
Exactly.
I'm industry now. I didn't lift a finger to build the place.
Right.
I don't make lattes there. I play another role where I play games with people and shit, and I curate the comic book collection there. But yeah, technically that puts me in the service industry.
There you go.
It
So
does.
I drink for 1/3 off then. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
For sure.
All right. Does that turn?
That is a service to the people. So
I love the service industry though. It's a whole different world though, where
Yeah.
late nights, lot of alcohol.
It changes. It really does change your life because I was a bartender for a while, and
Yeah.
it really does change
Yeah.
your life. But I've always said, people should be forced to either do stand-up comedy,
Yes.
or be like a bartender / waitress / whatever for
Right.
at least 6 months,
Yeah.
absolutely.
just so you learn how to
Everyone should.
deal with people.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it's
And
a
you'll
moral
realize how
imperative.
much of a dick you probably are being.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah.
Well,
See, I sold
oh,
clothes at
shit.
merry-go-round at the mall. I think
you worked at merry-go-round.
I totally did for 2 years.
I worked
2
at a
years?
Mr. Rags.
Yeah.
See, he was
Before.
merry-go-round. I was
That's
DJs.
kind of
I did DJs more than I did merry-go-round, but everybody recognizes merry-go-round.
Yeah.
Same company.
Oh man.
Sold Zeke Cavaricci's and Guess jeans and
Oh God, to douchebags. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tip belts, baby.
IOU sweaters.
Yes.
My senior picture is me in a Cavaricci high pants suit, the brushed one that was shiny with the vanilla ice hair and a
Right.
mustache.
Yes.
And the mullet was 11th grade. The mullet I cut in by senior pictures.
Right.
But yeah, I had the high waist.
Yes.
Yeah,
Ew, were they
great.
pleated?
yeah, totally.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
They were like pleated. They weren't just pleated.
He was trying really hard to
Like-
be Brian Bosworth at that point in his life.
Welcome
I
to the
had
80s, my dear.
The patent. This was 91. Patent leather black shoes. Yeah.
I'm sitting next to Stone Cold.
Yeah.
There's are you familiar with Brian Bosworth at all? There may be some kids who aren't. He was a football player who was poised to be like the next big thing. He was.
I
not-
had his poster on my ceiling in my room, like if everyone else had Farrah Fawcett. I had
Wow,
Brian
you,
Bosworth.
you
Really?
just went two man loosh. You
Yeah,
totally
yeah,
just went
man
two man
boosted.
loosh.
I softballed that one. Yeah, I knew that was gonna get a.
Yeah, he was a big white dude. He-
And I think you're the bottom guy. With that comment, dude. That-
For Boz, I would.
If you, I was gonna say, if you wanted to wake up looking into those eyes every day, Bob.
No, I wouldn't make eye contact because that's gay. Everything else would be fine.
right.
we'll show you a picture. He's a big white dude with this bleached crew cut and those like Oakley like blades, sunglasses all the time.
Yeah.
Total
No.
douchebag, and he thought he was like the next Arnold Schwarzenegger,
gonna
Bo
totally
Jackson,
Google that.
whatever you wanted to name it. And he came out with one movie called Stone
That
Cold.
was a great movie.
Sure. Compared, great is relative.
It was a great
I was
movie.
like, I don't necessarily use the word great. It was a movie.
Again,
It was
that's
indeed.
next on the list to the Kevin movie we just talked about, where we watch it and we get the reaction afterwards.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. But the service industry, it's crazy. I don't do it for real, but you not only do you do it often. You're also a female having to deal with this.
I've been bartending since '03. Was my first bartending.
Now,
job.
can you only date bartenders because you guys keep such goofy hours?
No, I'd prefer not to.
Okay.
Actually,
I always thought that I
because
was.
then that's so much of. You end up just bitching about it the whole time. You bring
Then I
everyone
had this
home with
one
you.
guy,
Yeah.
and he was stupid. Tipped me $1.
Yeah. A bunch of that.
That's why he coincidentally also never wants to date a gynecologist. Same.
Right.
Right. Because all he wants to do is talk about work.
God, if I'd never see another.
What how do you put up with douchebags like us on a nightly basis? You know what you're talking. You know what I'm talking about. Like just dicks like us coming in.
Well, no, I wouldn't even consider you guys even close to that. You guys are
Like
fun.
the bro concentration is
What?
not as high in Ferndale.
Oh, it's not.
It's still
oh,
existent.
Right.
I forgot. It's a big. Well, it's a
Yeah.
big homosexual community here, correct? In Ferndale.
Yeah.
Okay.
Friendly
still.
community. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Sure.
where I bartend now, generally everyone's pretty cool. I got really lucky. Generally a good clientele.
Okay.
Typically, when you open a
But-
place that has I don't want to say an attitude,
Yeah.
but kind of like it has a personality, you can get away with stuff.
Right.
Like when I worked at the
Absolutely.
Post Bar, you could, like people would ask for like a martini or like kiss my ass. It's like it's a hockey game right now. There's 4 deep at the bar. You're
Yeah.
gonna get a Miller Light
yeah.
or a shot of whiskey.
Right, or wherever I'm holding in my
I am-
hand
Right,
here. That
right.
I
At
poured
my
on
old bar
accident.
I worked at, I definitely have said something along those
Right.
lines. Fuck no, you're not getting that.
Right.
I don't
Right.
have time for that.
See, now my favorite
Yeah.
people laugh at me because it's kind of cliche, but I love going to Dick's Last Resort in Minneapolis
What?
at the Mall of America when I go to
Seriously?
Minneapolis. Yeah.
Why
Well,
would you waste
I'm-
a
no.
meal on that place?
I don't eat there. I eat at Hooters next door. Then I walk over to
Okay.
Dick's.
Okay.
Because I chime in. It's because I can out loud rip on people that I
Right.
couldn't do it at normal bars.
Oh, sure.
So like the bartender will
to.
start, and then I'll pile on, and I'm usually funnier than the bartender,
Sure.
not being they're
Because it's usually the conversations that we're having at the end of the bar anyway. You just get to be louder.
right. So I show up in a suit, and I'm like, I got a gray beard, so like this is an old guy, and I'm doing buying shots of Jaeger for the bar, and I'm trashing on everyone. And I think it's a blast, and I know it's stupid, but you walk in there, and they're like, "Hi, welcome," and I go, "Yeah, I'm just gonna sit at the bar." They go, "Okay, just so you know, service was sarcasm." Because like some people walk in there and they don't know
Yeah.
what they're walking into,
Right.
and someone says, like, kiss my ass, you don't get more napkins. Like, I'm writing a Yelp review.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Oh,
right.
1-star the hell out of this place.
Right.
People from LA and shit.
Oh, then I sit there and I read the one. If there's
Right.
if nobody's being a butthole and you can't make fun of them, I read the 1-stars to the bartenders.
Right.
And they piss their pants
Which,
laughing.
Rich Becky turned into a podcast here at Podcast Detroit called Worst Meatball Sandwich Ever.
Yeah.
where they read bad Yelp reviews. That's the whole podcast.
Oh.
And it's
No,
really-
no. We don't read. No, we read unduly crappy.
Okay, unduly crappy.
So it's
Okay,
like places
my
with
fault.
like, so like if you're going to Mr. Paul's Chop House and you're leaving a 1-star Yelp review because of the lack of vegan options, you need to go gnaw on the tree in the parking
Right.
lot.
And you
Or-
deserve to be made fun of.
Yes.
Most
Yes.
certainly.
Or the people that say,
Absolutely.
I have been coming to this place for 10 years, but this one time,
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and I never left a good review, but this one time I'm angry. I couldn't get my. Whatever.
the things that get us, like they'll remember, like we call them there's stopwatch people. Like we found that like there's these groups of people now, like. I waited 16 minutes, then they addressed me. Then I waited another 12 minutes and got my water.
Right.
They break it
18
down,
minutes
it's like,
later,
yeah.
Like,
It
who
seems
are
like-
you?
It seems like such a chore
Yeah, and
for
like
them to go out.
I
to eat
ordered
because
the
they're
I ordered the
whole
French
time.
dip, and my friend ordered the chicken sandwich, while my other friend ordered the meatloaf, and their meatloaf was dry, and his chicken sandwich didn't taste. And we're like, "What? Like you're taking
Who
See,
knows?
like I know,
Right.
I know we both ordered the Gator Bite.
We ordered
things
the same
last
thing, yeah.
night. I couldn't tell you what else we got besides that.
I don't
Yeah,
either."
I'm looking to remember what I ordered, let alone
Right.
everyone at my table.
Yeah.
And how it was.
Right.
Mind-boggling.
I
Read
usually
1-star
don't
Yelp
care.
reviews just for when you're at restaurants waiting. If you
so
you run out of crap to talk about,
So
that's how it
funny.
started. I've been with my wife for 21 years. You run out of shit to talk about.
Right.
So I would read the reviews and make her because I knew it made her laugh. And we're
And
like,
1-star reviews on kind of everything are
Yeah.
oh, the worst.
is a good idea.
Becky, have you read the Zeke's reviews? And have you been name checked?
I have not,
Okay, but
but this is I should do that.
you've not been called out in a bad Yelp review
I
yet?
don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so. I did get called out on Grubhub
Okay.
once.
That's different, though.
They said that the girl with lots of tattoos and glasses is rude to the Grubhub driver.
Yes.
Chuck V from Ferndale with his Terminator sunglasses would like you to know. Nice fucking website. It's honestly so terrible. Remember when this bar was cool? Way to suck hard. Barf.
That was the
One
Yelp
star.
review?
That's the entire 1-star Yelp review.
Yeah, that's for...
From
How
December 8th.
insightful.
That was
That was
pretty
very
neat.
helpful.
And he does. He looks. Yeah, he desperately wants to be the Terminator. Yeah,
Sounds like Brian Bosworth.
kinda.
Yeah.
It actually. Yeah.
He's stone cold, my friends. He's stone cold. All right, so you've been okay then.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Do you give sass? Like, I didn't,
Absolutely.
I didn't really
If
see you.
it
I guess
is-
I give a little sass.
If it is deserved, I am generally very, very nice, and I can put up with a lot of shit. And my tolerance level is it's okay.
Okay.
I won't say it's
Well,
the
you've
highest
been in-
I know, but
you spent 4 years in Eastern Europe, so
yeah, and
is that Eastern
And-
Europe?
No.
yeah, but
Okay,
and,
Europe.
And then 10 years of bartending at a nightclub, I can definitely, brush off a lot.
Right.
So if I'm sassy to you, you probably deserve it.
Okay. And that nightclub
and-
she brought up was the fabled Nectarine Ballroom in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Which is
Ah.
Nectar. It is a fantastic club. I
When-
spent 10 good years there. I loved it.
If you go to school at University of Michigan, as I did, it's the
He's still on the damn Yelp review.
What does this asshole want?
Okay.
What
Do
is,
it.
the past 2 times I got takeout delivery. I received no sauce for my barbecue meals. $17 for a hot brisket is a lot, and then to get no sauce from a barbecue restaurant is ridiculous, in my opinion. No solution was offered from the restaurant other than for me to come get the sauce.
Becky.
What?
Becky. You're a
What?
rebuttal. You're a rebuttal, ma'am.
What
floor is yours.
would the other what would
Your
an alternative
rebuttal.
solution to that be?
That's it.
Hey man,
That's
sorry
what I
we
do.
forgot the sauce. Come get some.
Come get some. We'll make sure to put it in next time. Sorry about it. Like, it
Yes.
was
How do you
probably-
make
it was
this?
probably
How do you
an
make
honest-
this right?
Oh, I don't know. That's manager job.
Oh, okay. So
That's-
it's not my job. I love it. Okay. All right. That's not.
Not my job.
Hey, ain't my job.
I mean, I try to calm people down as much as possible, but if it's to the point of like such a God, I don't even know what to say to that.
People
because
get
it's
so
fucking stupid.
People get so mad over the littlest
Yeah.
things. I'm looking across the table right now. It's beyond it's so crazy these days.
yeah,
I'll-
to get so fired up.
no
about lack of
sauce. I didn't get
No.
sauce.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like, I'm
come
sorry,
on, man.
man.
We like to eat. The sauce is part of the.
And
If-
the
if
sauce
the-
is great.
if it's good enough, though, you don't
it
need
is
it.
really, really good.
See?
And I would also be bummed.
It's good.
Our other
sauce.
favorite people.
Okay. Yes.
The only thing I ever had was the egg rolls. It wasn't good.
End of story.
End of story.
That's
Also
it.
very insightful.
So you went to a barbecue joint You asked for egg rolls.
Well, their Reuben egg rolls are
No,
really good.
They're
and then
pretty
they're
fucking
But I'm just
awesome,
saying.
actually.
You went to a right, like what was it? The jambalaya place.
Fishbone.
Fish bones.
Yes.
Somebody like the reason I left
The
my
chicken
first
tenders weren't so
the
good.
sushi. I'm like, dude, if you're going to a place that bills itself, like, okay, maybe a little shame on them for having sushi on the menu in the first place,
Sure.
Yeah.
but you don't go there for the sushi.
It's a legit New Orleans like restaurant. It's been around forever.
Yeah.
It's like ordering a burger at Buddy's. It's like just go to a burger place, right?
They're really
I don't
good
even know
egg
what.
rolls, though.
They are.
I had them.
I legit.
There's a Reuben version and there's a soul food version, which I have not had yet. But
I
I've
did
been,
not. That's a monthly special.
I've
I'm
been
convinced.
assured.
I
I'm
thought
convinced
that
you
there
can
was
put anything these days in an egg roll and give me some dip.
We
and it'll be
we
good.
have like one that's egg roll
James
of
in
the
his own
month.
planet right now.
Dude, I'm
I
sorry,
need to hear
people that ordered poutine and had no idea what poutine was, and then they leave a 1-star Yelp review and they're angry because their fries were all covered in shit and cheese curds.
Hello, welcome. That's what poutine is. It's fries covered in shit and cheese curds. Good shit.
Right.
Really good shit.
It is. The shit's yummy. It's
Yeah.
All right,
So
I'm
good.
gonna,
That's the
I'm
best
gonna,
part.
and there's like a couple more pages.
Will
So
you-
I'm gonna file this. I file
Yeah.
it away.
Have you never read
Future
these?
episode, we're doing
No.
these. Yeah.
No, because I figured I would just get too fired up.
In fact, we
Which
should
I
go
am.
do
Get fired
So
up,
now
a
Becky.
live
I'm gonna
episode.
Get
Get
fired up
fired
before I
up,
go into
Becky.
work.
Yeah, get fired up. Would you be mad if I left a bad review and I name checked
Yes.
you and everything?
Yes.
That'd be hilarious. Do it. Do it right now.
Yes.
Do it.
There's
Dose them
not,
out.
there's not one reason.
I watched her spit in my poutine as
Yeah.
she delivered it to me.
Right. And she said that would be $10 extra.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's not free. That's not free.
All right. Can we flip it on the other end of the spectrum, my friends?
Indeed.
I mentioned the word best of Detroit. What's the first thing that pops into your head?
Wrestling?
Really?
Well,
Well, those are the shows that we created for
Yeah.
the local wrestling promotion. Was
it's called Best of Detroit.
yeah.
Oh, no. I'm talking restaurant, bar. Give me,
Oh.
give me your favorite place.
In general, I mean, depends what mood I'm in, right? Like,
Right now, we go out. We go to
we're
the-
going to
you're-
Louis Pizza.
Pizza, Louis.
Really? Or you're going to die tomorrow. Where do we go? Where are we
Lely's.
going? What's a Lely's?
It's an old school Italian restaurant. There was one downtown Detroit from the 30s, 40s.
Okay.
That one burnt. It was in a bad area. Their Wayne State campus burned down.
Okay.
They opened up in Auburn Hills and in Farmington Hills. And it's the old school way of everything.
Really?
It's
Lely's.
Lely's. L-E-L-L-I-S.
Yeah, it's like Mr. Paul's.
They invented the Detroit zip sauce, which is like a butter Maggi concoction, olive oil.
Okay.
That sets it apart. I've had $150 steaks in Vegas. I would rather have a Lely's fillet.
Wow.
But yeah,
Okay.
if I'm dying tomorrow, it's a five or six course meal.
Okay.
Minestrone soup has won awards for years and years and years. The waiters and waitresses still have tuxes. You know, it's all like just it's not overly fancy,
Right.
But it's like that's where everyone goes for their birthday anniversary.
All right, cool. When we expand to Michigan, we'll take you there.
Done.
I'll take you to get us for a
Yeah.
nice Lely's dinner.
I'm arguing right now about best burger because God, Shake Shack just blew my mind.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty damn
Pretty
good.
damn good. I don't know how they do it. It's a burger, but
Yeah.
You ever had a Shake Shack burger?
No.
Well,
No,
where
I
is
haven't.
it?
I tried to
Where is
go
it in
once.
Michigan?
Troy,
Yeah,
right
I
down the
tried
street.
to go once, and it was so fucking packed and
I was gonna
busy.
say, well,
and
there's
I
the one
just didn't have
downtown, too.
time.
See now, if you had, are
So-
you a slider guy, Ming?
I like sliders, sure.
Telway is right down the street.
Sure, old school, yeah.
Yeah,
old
like
school.
you sit like 8 seats.
Yeah,
They have like they cook the onions with au jus.
right.
They'll have the spice. The old man won't give us a spice recipe. That's why they won't open up another location.
No way, man.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah, they
Colonel
literally have to
Sanders.
go to his house to pick up stuff because he won't.
and
but
he
yeah.
mixes it in his kitchen.
Yeah.
Loose lip sync ships, my friend.
Yeah.
You saw fucking Ray Kroc stole McDonald's, man.
That movie ruined McDonald's for me.
Yeah, I can't.
That's what did it.
Yeah,
I mean,
their
amongst
fries
many-
and their Coke are second to
amongst-
none. You can't argue with me on
amongst-
that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's great hangover cure. You got to admit that. Like,
Oh, it is.
Either
The
that,
fries are pretty
or
good.
the
McDonald's
but
Coke-
the Coke, I don't drink pop.
See, every once in a while, I gotta have McDonald's, and their coffee's really good. I think.
yeah, the hash browns, man. That's
Yeah.
hangover cure right there.
That's the only
You
time I
should-
ever
you
get
should-
it.
There's,
tried-
but I
You should have tried that last night. You might have made it to the con if you had some McDonald's French fries and
on
hash
Saturday
browns.
night. Yeah.
But there's, I mean, you can leave Detroit now for a year and come back, and there's going to be 30 new restaurants you never heard of that are all amazing.
Yeah.
Everyone's one-upping everyone. Like all the places, I haven't even kept up. I can't keep up with all the places that are opening.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what's great? I can say what's the best of Detroit. You can actually give me an answer because for a long time, it was a hard question to answer.
Well, those places were around back then.
Yeah.
You know,
to carry a gat to get into them, but yeah.
I grew up down. I went downtown I was going to the shelter when I was 15.
Sure.
I mean, I went to Wayne State.
Okay.
Wayne State was desolate compared to, we go to Alvin's to drink, which was like a
Okay.
local punk, little concert hall.
Right.
Go to City Club and all that stuff. It was fine down there. It's
right.
fine now.
All right. I want to hit all your favorite places. Telway and Lely's.
We'll go Telway and Louis today.
Okay.
We just won't eat too much at Telway.
Okay. Yeah, one
A
slider.
snack.
And
exactly.
and then you're gonna come visit me, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
That's
No,
it.
we got a podcast tonight, so
Oh,
we can't come
Well,
see.
after.
yeah.
Yeah.
Open till 2.
After. I don't have to fly.
No excuses.
I just changed my flight to fly out tomorrow at 6 a.m.
I hate
Oh.
both of you.
Yeah,
6
you
in
want
the
to
morning?
hear a story? I was
Ugh.
gonna leave tomorrow at it was at like a 1:30.
Tomorrow's Punchki Day.
I know.
You got to go to Hamtramck tomorrow,
Yeah.
dude.
I can't, and I'll tell you why in a second. I was gonna leave at 1:30 tomorrow. I thought we were gonna podcast, maybe hang out a little bit, and then I had get some rest, pack, easy, right? And then I get a podcast booking, one that you guys referred to me. That will come in at 10 a.m. tomorrow,
Oof.
and they've booked five solid hours. 5 hours, my friends.
Holy shit.
It's a good chunk.
Back in Jersey?
in Jersey.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Can't have Mike do it?
He's got to be at the store. I
Oh.
don't have to be at the store tomorrow, so I have to get on a plane tomorrow. Back at 6 o'clock, land at 7:30, get my luggage, get my car, drive back, and I'll be there just as they walk in the door,
Oh
That's
my God.
hilarious.
and be like, "Hey guys, what's up?" That's podcast.
Hey, I had to be up at 6:45 this morning after closing a bar with you last night. No
I
excuses.
know. Yeah, we
Mercy is for the weak. We do not train to
No,
be
and
merciful.
I was
Yeah.
explaining as
Yeah,
we were
I-
continuing drinking throughout the night. I'm going, so I'm going to take my kids to school. As soon as I get home, I'm going to sleep for about an hour.
Right.
Then I got my first calls for work, and then he goes, then I'll skip my lunch break and I'll just sleep for my lunch break.
And how did that all work out?
I didn't sleep a wink.
Okay, you could have left whenever you wanted. He just kept going one more.
Uh,
One more.
see,
and
dude,
then-
honestly,
welcome to my world.
That's why I bailed when I did. I was like, you know what? I got
he
to be
knew.
in a meeting
He
at
knew.
8 o'clock.
Listen,
Nope.
Yeah.
my defense.
How do we do this, Specs?
I don't know.
I did invite you out, of course.
You did, but in my defense, yesterday morning, I did have my alarm set for 9:30.
Oh,
I
to come to the
just-
con.
Yeah, to come to the con. I just kept hitting snooze, and then I finally turned it off,
Okay.
and then my phone died.
Okay. All right. You know,
Shit, or no, I lost my phone.
you lost your
That's
phone
right,
at the bar.
Yeah. No, it was.
Forgot
it was
that she lost her phone. Great
No.
story.
Right.
Yeah, it was.
Cool story, bro.
Sunday morning was.
Okay.
My voice is still raspy.
Let me just state for the record, gentlemen. Exhibit A. I was out with her that Saturday night. I drank almost as much as she did,
almost.
and I made it to the con on time. Not only to the con
Yeah,
on
you had
time,
a panel at like 11 or something.
I was at my
right?
panel at 11
Yeah.
o'clock sharp.
Was that the night
Yeah.
you were doing shots at Danny's?
Yes,
Yeah.
I
So you-
was.
yeah.
Yes, I was.
That was
my
the
friend.
best. Was me sitting there at 10:15, 10:30 in the morning. Everybody going, "Where's Bob? Hung over in a gutter somewhere? Where's he at?"
I say that
Where's
all
Bob?
the time.
I wasn't
I'm like,
late
dude, I'm like,
once.
I'm like, dude, he's grabbing coffee.
Yeah.
We've already. he's picking me up coffee. Life's good.
I showed up at 11 sharp, which is more than I could say for Motor City Comic Con, with a handful of coffee and a handful of donuts.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
And also, let me also state for the record that I'm older than you,
Yeah.
like much older in some cases, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I know. I know. I totally blew it
She
on
missed
that
the
one.
whole day.
The whole fucking day. I
Wow.
slept. I think.
She wanted to meet Bill Mosley, like all the
I
shit
wanted
that
to.
I could have hooked up for her.
I had
and,
big dreams, big plans.
Yeah,
And,
then they went to hell.
all to shit.
Yes. All right. Oh, I'll forgive you this time.
I'll make up for it.
I'm
in
just
another
saying,
time.
I'm not here.
know.
I'm not.
I know,
I'm
I
not here
know,
every
but
day,
I
right?
am here
like,
now.
After tomorrow, like I don't know when I'm
Well,
coming.
next
I
year.
mean, she just said she'd drive down to Ohio to see things. I mean,
We'll
you're going to be.
see.
In a,
I'm
you're
gonna
you're-
drive to Toledo.
Are
There you
you?
go.
See?
Okay. Toledo.
Boom.
Okay, done. I'll believe. You know what? I'll believe it when I see it.
Ugh,
I'm kidding.
fine.
Best of Detroit. Do you have a favorite restaurant, bar? Maybe both. You can state both if you want. And I know you were born and raised here.
No, I'm actually from the Thumb area,
Oh, but
Where?
Michigan though.
like Bad Axe, Port Austin, Caseville.
We had a house in Harbor Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
That whole
I
area
used to
just
golf
kinda
at
blends all
Verona
together.
Hills.
No,
I
I
did. I used to golf
lived-
there all the time.
I lived very, very close to Verona.
What brought you here? Did you fall in love?
No. Only with the city.
Okay.
No, I grew up north, and then and
the Thumb's a weird place, Ming. Just so you know, it's a very, very weird place.
It is. It is really weird. And I slowly moved south, ended up in Ann Arbor area.
Oh,
And
right.
and that was 10 years.
Yes.
And then Germany. And then when I had to move home from Germany, my best friend, Lauren,
Yes.
you met her, she lived in Ferndale and was like, come stay with me. And
You've been
that
here
was
ever
it.
since.
Yep, that was a year ago.
All right.
And I was
Well,
here
now you have
maybe-
2 new friends here.
Yeah.
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 And,
See?
the
See,
party.
it was almost immediately. I started working at Zeke's, and
The party is
rest-
growing, my friends.
Yes,
The party is growing.
and I'm kind of bummed that I wasted so much time in Ann Arbor, and I'm really sorry to the people that love Ann Arbor. It does have
I'm
some
sitting
great
right in
parts to
front
it.
of you. I'm sitting right here.
I don't care, me.
I know you.
Ann Arbor's like Grosse Point.
But,
You're
like-
in a bubble. You're stuck. Once you're there, you're there.
Yeah,
and you don't
I
leave.
I love Ferndale so much in this last year.
And honestly, if I had to move back, I'd probably move back to Ferndale because while my homies are here,
Yeah.
I'd have a place to podcast.
Yeah.
It's
too.
Hazel Park now. Ferndale priced itself out.
Oh, okay. They changed the name.
Yeah, apparently Hazel Park is the new hotness.
Yeah.
But with that in mind, where is the best? I say
Oh,
best
okay.
of Detroit. What do you shoot back at me?
I'm gonna
And just
I'm gonna
speak
agree
from
with
the
Bob.
heart.
It depends on what mood you're in.
Okay.
You know,
Where you're gonna die tomorrow? Where are we going tonight?
for food.
Sure.
For food.
Yes.
Of course I'm drawing a blank. Of
Okay.
course.
Okay. All right. Well, where are we getting blackout drunk? We're dying. We're all dying tomorrow.
See, there's no post bar anymore. Like, there's no that place, like where you knew you were getting just blottoed walking in. You had to. Does that place exist anymore?
Well, I mean, there's Selena's.
That's because it's convenient.
I don't want to die
And
there.
I've never
You
been
know-
there. I've never been to Selena.
It's where we go because it's convenient because it's a mile
'Cause
from
it's
here.
right there.
They're also in love with the waitress there, so the bartender there. So that's okay.
I'm sorry. Did we just have a Man in Glass Houses situation happen, or
Yeah.
No, not at all. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I have no idea what you
This
gentlemen
whole
are talking
weekend
about.
revolved around.
I do not know. I don't know what they're talking about.
yeah, no.
Thank
So I
you.
mean, like, no, like me. Like I said, if it was pizza, I'd go Louis.
Okay.
Give me like a steak joint, like Bob. I would go Mr. Paul's over on the east side.
Okay.
It's at like 12 and Grossbeckish.
Okay.
Another very old school joint. Yeah, bars. God, I mean, there's like we talked about. Tom's Tavern just closed, dude. Got to go to Baker's. You got to go to Baker's Keyboard Lounge.
Baker's is tight.
I saw that on the list.
7 and DeQuinder.
Oldest jazz club in America.
Dude, it is so amazing.
That's next time. Put that
Yeah.
at the top of the list.
That was one of our favorite stories where guy we're with going, they're charging $4 for ranch. We're like, what are you talking about? And it says dressing right there, $4. I'm like, man, that's stuffing. It's a soul food place.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, it's stuffing from inside the bird, you moron.
What the hell?
No, but where is that quintessential like throwback cheap beer place? I don't know, like Bad Music. Does that exist anymore?
Dude, because they're all getting bought up and turned into something else. That's the
'cause,
problem.
they're all like these. Like I'm trying to think, of what's the place that's in Royal Oak in Detroit, Midtown? The 150 beers on tap.
Hopcat?
Hopcat. It's places like that now where
Oh,
it's,
sure.
Yeah,
That
it's too
shitty
much.
chain shit.
well, it's not shitty change it. There was like a place that was really cool in Grand Rapids
Okay.
that is now like replicating itself all over the state.
Right.
And like they built a great name for themselves and
They did, but it's still it's all in it's cookie cutter.
it's formula. It's formula.
Yeah.
It's, charm is kind of each one they open, the charm goes down. Right.
Wow. Nobody said Lafayette, Coney Island. That would.
Well, that's where you have to end the night.
Yeah. That's not a
That's
good-
your 3 a.m.
Okay.
I can barely walk.
That's everything is good right now.
Yeah.
Like,
This
everything
weekend-
is fucking delicious right now.
This weekend, me and my wife are going to Dirty Show. We're staying at the Westin W.
Okay.
Nice.
We're going to eat dinner at Roast, and then we're going to have Lafayette for breakfast. So it's
Oh,
kind
nice.
of a pre-planned,
All right.
Tradition.
Sounds like a
Yeah.
fantastic
Yeah.
weekend.
it
For,
is. We do
anyone-
it every year. It's
For
fun.
anyone outside of Michigan, Michigan invented the Coney dog. They don't get enough credit for that. But the Coney dog's in Detroit.
Well, no, it's two Greeks went to New York, got a Coney dog, and then they made it their way. and it became a Michigan thing.
They did it better.
Yeah.
So, but the Coney sauce is made with no beans, beef heart.
Right.
So the number one ingredient is beef heart.
Yes.
And it's an orange consistency. It's very odd.
Oh, so good.
But you raw onions and mustard,
Yeah.
and there's the argument like Lafayette and American. And it's
They
kinda
literally
like,
share a wall.
yeah, there are two.
right. See, I like the
places.
onion. I like the onion and the dog better at American. Lafayette, I like the sauce more
Okay.
and the experience.
So yeah, and if you try to bring one or the
Yeah.
other and like mash
Mix-
them up,
Well, no, it was
you get shot.
when we went to Philly's. I said I want the bread from Tony Luke's and I want the fixins from Gino's.
Right, and the onions from Pat's.
Yeah.
and
Right.
the whiz from
Right.
from freaking like
Yeah.
Jim steaks
A
on
Frank
South
and
Street.
cheesesteak.
I want
yeah.
my Frank and cheese. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well, that in itself is a restaurant idea.
it is.
Shit.
Yeah,
Should write that down.
we're just coming up with everything here.
Right.
Yeah, no, the Coney Island has a huge special place in my heart.
Oh, yeah.
And, a couple days ago, there was this. It snowed 15 inches. I drove down there. I didn't care. I might have died.
You know,
I could have died,
Well,
Bex.
the best thing
Yeah.
about Lafayette is
it was really bad that day.
you're.
I
drove. It was supposed to be a 20-minute drive. It took an hour. I
Oh,
didn't,
my God.
I didn't
I'm sure
care.
it did.
The best thing about Lafayette is you got all these like little like miniature Greek guys working there. You're convinced none of them speak English, and the experience is second to none because you're like there'll be 5 people at your table, and you're like, hey, I want 2 with everything, cheese fry and a coffee. I want 2 no onions, a fry and a Coke. Right, and everybody's got their own order. He yells in the back, it's like cheeseburger.
Yeah,
He yells
nothing
in the
ever
back-
gets written down.
He yells in the back. He goes, and like 30 seconds later, he's got an arm full of conies,
Like literally up
Right.
and down the arm, like
Right.
up to the shoulder.
and then he always forgets something. Oh, coffee. Like, hey, my Coke. Oh, Coke. And then like how much? And like then you go, what? We're gonna check out. What's the bill? And he looks up in the air and he goes like, how many 2? And you had the cheese fry,
Cheese
and
fry.
you had the
Oh,
coffee.
wait,
Yeah,
coffee,
he goes, the no onion. And he goes,
15.
yeah, and he's like $23.50. Like it's just some bullshit number he made up.
Yeah, you don't care because you'll pay
He
it.
spun
Right.
the magic wheel in his head.
Yeah.
And you
That's
never
what it
argue
landed
with him.
on.
You just pay. You're like, that
Right, because
sounds
arguing is going to do absolutely no good.
Right.
Right. You're like, I
Why
know
would
they.
you?
Well, no, because people will. You know they will.
Yeah.
But it's like you just don't. You just pay them
Oh,
and
yeah.
you keep going. You know. But that's the experience. It's a it's like living in the past, like going to cheeseburger. You know what I mean? It's like straight out of Saturday Night Live.
Yes, but still, one of my favorite places. When I come back, absolutely have to go there. They're 24-hour. You can go there at 4 in. They're always the little Greek guys there. They're always there for you.
Yeah.
Even if your family kicks you out of the house, they'll be there
These
for
guys
you.
are there.
Oh, there's 6 of them working. Like I think they don't sleep. I think they're roped. Like I don't care what time of day you go. The same 6 guys are working there. Like it's so bizarre and it's so amazing at the same time. And you don't question it either. Like, dude, do you sleep?
No.
Like I remember seeing you when I used to work at the Post when I was 22 years old.
And he
Like,
hasn't
you're
aged
Still,
a-
no, and it's
like,
like
not
right.
even a little bit.
Just no, they're like
Maybe they've mastered cloning, Bob. Maybe that's what's in
Yeah.
the basement, and that's why the stairs are so creepy.
oh, isn't it?
Maybe.
No, isn't it like the ancients when you ate beef heart, you become one with the
You're right.
Oh, yeah,
Inherit this power of your enemy.
right.
to beef hearts.
Right.
All right, and bars. You guys took me in a bar, a whole run last time I was
We went
here.
Cass Corridor last time, the classics.
We did Old Miami, Nancy Whiskey,
Bronx.
Yeah, these are old school like dive
Been there
bar
forever.
establishments.
Temple.
Yes, at some of them, I believe Old Miami or Nancy was. People get shot there. They've been shot there. It doesn't happen that often, but I heard there was a shooting at Nancy Whiskey. Like,
Well,
couple
Nancy.
days
Well,
after
dude,
we were
Nancy's got so much history. I mean, it's where like they have pictures like from when Hoffa used to hang out
Yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah.
and
yeah.
make his phone calls from the phone booth.
which you
they
can
still have
see.
there.
It's still there.
I mean that.
Yeah.
Yeah, some shit happened.
Yeah, for sure. But those bars were great. You mentioned my favorite place, which is temporarily closed right now, called Tom's Tavern. It was something that I was looking up. I'm a big fan of speakeasies, hidden bars, and that came up on the list. And I saw a picture of this wooden shack that looked like it's about to fall over any minute.
Oh yeah, because it's tilted.
And it's tilted.
Oh, you
and
bring a golf ball. That's the whole fun of going to Tom's is you sit on the end of the bar and you put a golf ball in
And
the
it
bar
rolls
and you
down the
watch
bar.
it race. Like you should have what's the damn cars when you were a kid with the boys?
Matchbox.
Pine Box racers.
Pine Box, yeah,
from,
yeah.
Oh, the Pinewood Derby.
Cub Scouts, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about those.
Yeah, oh, you weren't a Cub Scout?
Sorry.
Okay, no problem.
Nothing like melting graphite in your basement with your dad.
So when we were there for Fantasticon, it was November 2015. We had this whole free day because they flew us out a day early to do press. And I was like, Mike, well, what do you want to do? We're kind of trapped up here. It's like, let's rent a car and just drive all around Detroit, like finding cool shit. So we went to the place, and they didn't have the car I wanted, but they were like, well, how about that one? And Mike's dream car was sitting out in the lot. It was a 2015 black Chevy Camaro. It's his dream car.
Bitchin' Camaro.
And they're like, well,
I ran over my neighbors.
they're like, we'll give you a good deal since we didn't have the one that you wanted. And Mike was like, done. He didn't even ask how much it was.
Sure.
He didn't care. I think it was something outrageous too, but he looked like freaking those 2 parking lot attendants from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh,
when
nice.
when they steal the Ferrari.
Right.
So we went to all the comic book stores in the area. We ate at Lafayette. Went to the King Book Depository, which is this big 5-story building. It's filled with books.
Yep.
It's a magic place. And then we had dinner, and we went to Greektown to get dessert or some shit like that
From Astoria.
from Astoria Bakery,
Yeah.
where some of the best desserts ever. And I'm looking at my phone at this place. I'm like, hey, Mike, you feeling adventurous right now? And he's like, well, let's keep the party going. So we drive to this dive bar called Tom's Tavern on 7 Mile. 1 street up from the famed 8 Mile, which you may know from the Eminem movie or the song. And we pull up to this this ramshackle shack, and it's not very well lit. It doesn't look welcoming at all. It doesn't even look open. But I had to see if it was open, so I knocked on. The door was locked. So I'm about to walk away, and I guess he must have heard us coming up. Door rips open. Drunk guy comes out. He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, I thought you were closed. Can we come in?" He's like, "No." He slams the door. And I'm like, "Oh shit, that sucks." All right, whatever. Like, I'm new out of town. I don't want to rock any boats. So I turn to leave, and he opens the door again. He's like, "No, I'm just fucking with you. Come on in."
That wasn't funny. Like,
So, yeah, old drunk dude named Ron was in there, and couldn't have been nicer. There was this huge ramshackle jukebox with the greatest songs on it, set on free play, and like you said, the floor is tilted to the left in there.
Yep.
And I guess the story was it used to be a wooden floor and it rotted out, so they wanted to put a concrete floor in there. The problem was he asked the drunk patrons to do it, and they fucked it all up, and they never decided to fix it. So if you put your drink on the bar, it will slide down. If you bring a golf ball to the bar,
it'll race
it will
down.
roll
Oh
down.
yeah.
we were there not too long after, just the 3 of us. It was almost the same situation.
Yeah.
He met us outside. We sit down. It's only the 3 of us.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, guy walks in with a big, huge
With a cello.
with a cello. And then
Like, what?
Another guy
I
walks in.
saw that band. That was
Yeah,
a
then,
band.
like
It's
all of a
this
sudden,
band.
like a bluegrass band
Yeah.
assembles playing for just the 3 of us, and we're like, "What the hell's going on?" It was just one of the most bizarre nights.
Greatest bar ever. I tried to go back this time. I hear it's temporarily closed. Ron, the drunk guy who ran it, he's like 78, and I hear there might be problems with the liquor license or some shit like that.
There's places like that, like Mr. Steve's in Greektown was like that. The door would be locked. He would actually like you'd knock on the door. It was right next to St. Andrews, so it was like a great after concert. He opened the door and he looked left and right and he goes, "Okay, you guys are fine. You can come in." Meaning you guys are white.
Right.
Well, no. So that was literally the one time we went there was after one of our big events, one of the big networking events. We were at St. Andrews Hall, and we go walking down and same kind of thing. Our buddy Jeff pulls on the door. He goes, "Oh, it's locked. It's closed." I'm like, knock on the door. And he goes, "What?" I'm like, "Dude, just knock on the door. I
Yeah.
swear to God, this isn't gonna sound good, but we're white. It's
Right.
fine. Knock on the door."
No, then
And he knocks on the door, and sure enough, you see the little old man come from behind the bar, and he peeks out through the window. Click, 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 click. All the locks unlock. You boys good? Come in. Come in.
but I love the guy because he'd get in, he'd snap into it. Because one time his wife answers the door and she's got the push walker, and she's like half a mile an hour, like just to get into the door. She finally opens the door. She yells up the stairs. Old man's putting his shirt on. He must have been sleeping, and he comes downstairs and he buttons it. As soon as he buttons his top button, "Oh, you boys want a drink?"
Oh, he was on.
And
yeah,
he
okay.
just snaps right
It's
into it.
on.
And he's like, "You get a beer?" And he goes, "Hey, you boys want a little schnapps?" Like that's a lot,
Yeah.
total old man. And we're like, "Yeah." I go, so we would always try to play pick the oldest bottle in here, and we would drink it. And the old man loved pouring shots, man. You get the look on it. He looked like my grandpa looked when he pours shots
Right.
for you. Old German, he was an old Greek guy,
Right.
though. And he pours a shot, and he's so happy, and like. Just love you, and it's only him. There's no music.
From bottles that he would never show you the labels of.
Yeah, so you don't know what's in there.
There's just no. You didn't know. Something like Malort.
Is this?
could've
Oh
something-
God, no! Do not say the word Malort. That word is banned on this podcast. Oh God, is that place still here?
No, he passed away, unfortunately.
No. See, plays like that, and plays like Tom's. Like I would go and keep that going.
We all did.
I would.
Oh yeah, we all did.
It was he was old. He was
Yeah,
old man. I think
but-
he was like 89.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would like.
he
dude,
died,
I
and then
will-
his wife Sophie
She died.
went back to Greece.
Yeah, yeah.
and she died not too long after.
like,
Yeah,
I would take that. I would run Tom's. I don't know if I could run it like it was. but-
Everyone and their mother tried to buy it just to keep Steve's open,
Right.
like just to kind of keep the
okay,
legacy
okay, well,
going.
it just didn't. That magic formula, yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
there.
now everybody got greedy and
Developers,
man.
man.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, I was lucky. You were lucky enough to have gone there. I
Yeah.
was lucky enough to go to Tom's. I tried to take you there, but too late. So
Yeah.
I'm sure there's another place like that.
Well, there's Two Way Inn,
Okay.
which is a great old place. Because depending on who you ask, either Nancy or Two Way is the oldest continuously running establishment
Right.
in the city.
Okay. Yeah, it's just like you can't just go and open a place like that. It
Nope.
has to happen.
Well, and they it's funny because if you look like when you're there and you look on the walls, they literally have every kind of license you can have for a business dating back. Like they have a cabaret license, they have an entertainment, they have a liquor, and going like way back.
Right.
And it's just an amazing place.
It's awesome. All right, last question before we go and get out of here. You do have free beer here. Is that
Yeah.
correct? As a feature here at Podcast Detroit.
Yeah.
As a feature that we have also stolen. We do have a beer sponsor, Ross Brewing Company of Red Bank, New Jersey. Hats off and God bless them. The kegerator will be coming as soon as I make my glorious return to New Jersey. Somebody did ask me though. It was like $25 an hour, huh, for the podcast? I'm like, yeah. They're like, well, how much beer comes with that? I'm like, I guess as much as you can drink in that hour.
Challenge accepted.
Yes.
Right.
Is that? I mean, has anyone abused this policy yet?
We got a rule. It's just don't be a
Just be an adult.
yeah, don't be a dick about it. If you know you drank a lot, bring in a damn 6-pack next week, or
Sure.
don't if I see you
Sure,
drinking
contribute.
a bottle of vodka.
Yeah.
Like the problem we have a full liquor cabinet here, and we
Jesus, it rivals most bars I've been
they
to.
leave like a half a shot left.
It's
in
like
all the
having
bottles.
teenagers.
Right.
Like they drink it's almost, and they leave like the tiniest little, like not even a shot. Like what the hell's wrong with you? Just kill it.
Right.
It's not like we yell when a bottle gets killed.
No,
Because
no.
if I look and I see a
But
bottle
that'll
there,
make-
I don't go buy
that'll
another
make
one.
somebody yell.
Well,
That'll make
the best part
Yeah.
is
That's like
Yeah.
the biggest bartender pet peeve ever.
we have a
to leave
stormtrooper
half.
decanter, stormtrooper helmet decanter, and we fill it with Kessler whiskey, the good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how much Kessler this place goes through in a week.
Right.
Which is fine. It's $7 a half gallon. drink till your heart's content. You know.
Ask for it
Smart
by
putting
name.
it. Okay, I was just wondering. I'm new at this, so
No, it's kind of like the there's two different frames of thought. One, there's a maker space around the corner where they have like tools and stuff, and it's a membership fee. It's kind of like this, but for
making
makers.
shit,
Yeah,
yeah.
3D printers and all that.
Yeah.
And what they have a cigar box there in every cabinet, like the freezer. If you want an ice cream, put a buck in the cigar box.
Oh, shit. Okay, that's
grab
cool.
a pop, put a buck in the cigar
Yeah.
box. We didn't. We just decided to do it on the beat. Just don't be a dick.
Right.
Principle.
It was also legal tender, so yeah.
Yeah. I
Don't be
mean,
a
the
dick.
shoebox thing was.
Well, yeah, because I mean, like honestly, like that way you don't have to get into like we're kind of insulated a little bit
Right.
because we're not selling it.
Right.
You know, so we're not.
Once
you know,
you sell it,
it's-
that's when you need the license.
exactly. We're not taking any money, so it just is what
Right.
it is.
All right. I was just wondering. I was like, wow, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Like, what if someone comes along? It's like it would be cheaper to pod and drink.
Well, one of
than
the
go out
first
to drink.
one of the artists from the con, the first show we ever had, I'm walking in the studio.
Yeah.
That wasn't ours. He's walking out while I'm walking in. He's covering his mouth, vomiting in the hallway,
Right.
and I'm like, I slip on his
Oh
puke,
yeah.
and it's Tony. I'll call him out. I don't care.
Okay.
But he's he still podcasts.
Right.
He's an artist at every con. We see him, and we laugh about
Sure.
it now. But at the time, I would go, "Great! Like this is what we started." Like,
Right. Exactly. Yeah. This is the first show. Awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
But we've had we have a Facebook group just for the
Right.
shows, and once in a while Jess will get in there and say like, "Hey, clean up! Don't we're not
Okay,
your
yeah,
mom.
right.
Like it's a community
Yeah.
space. Like pick up
Well,
up
that's the
your shit
thing,
before you
dude.
leave."
It's not your buddy's basement. You
No,
know what? It's
no, it's
you
a-
might think it is,
It's a
but you're coming
professional
in,
environment.
There's some goddamn courtesy.
Yeah.
That's it.
and that's yeah.
That's it.
Well, no, because we call it a community space. Like we didn't. This isn't a for what you're paying. We shouldn't have to clean up after you.
No.
Right? If you're paying $100 an hour, yeah, we'll clean up
Sure,
after
but
you.
not for 25.
No, that's the whole point of this was to foster community.
All right, Becky, you can trash this fucking place and for $25 an hour. Yeah, you can. You do. Yeah, you do whatever you want here.
Sounds good.
Yeah, all
I'm
right.
really
I
excited.
I
Now,
think
the
you should-
gears are going.
I think you should start the show.
I think I should too.
Yes.
I think it's a good idea.
I mean, and listen, this place is great. I like no
I've had a great time.
no bullshit.
Thanks,
No
guys,
bullshit.
for letting me
This place
come
is
in.
awesome. Congratulations. Thank you for inviting me in, because again, when I come here, this is my Lafayette, Coney Island, man, for podcasting.
Doors open, man. You know
This is my
that.
Tom's Tavern for podcasting.
Doors open. You know that.
I appreciate that. All right, my name's Ming Chen. I got right here. Introduce yourself.
Bob Waltonspiel.
All right,
Just Becky.
just Becky.
Just Becky.
Dave Phillips.
Yes, thank you. Podcast. Go to podcastdetroit.com.
All the things.
SharedUniverse.com and start your podcast, everybody. If you're in Detroit, New Jersey, just get your asses down here.
In the podcast studio.
Or the podcast studio.
Okay.
Bam, done. Easy.
That was fun.
Right. Get some friends.
Hey, we didn't
No,
blast
I
Fade Buddha,
have-
by the way, did we?
Why would I care?
I have the perfect check.
Okay, good.
Perfect check.
Good.
Like she wants to podcast already. And
Good.
She's already talked about like starting it.
Do it at any time.